Hello my friends! Recently I've been contemplating a lot on what it is to live a joyful, successful, happy life. And if there is something that I would like my son Mika to incorporate and embody in his life so that he lives a fulfilled life, what would that be? So in today's video I would like to share with you the 10 guiding principles that I really truly believe that if we incorporate in our lives would bring us peace, joy and happiness. The first thing is to be kind, not only to other people but also to ourselves. Quite often it's easier for us to be kind to strangers or to people around us than to ourselves. In fact, if we observe our inner voice, we will see that so often we are very offensive towards ourselves. We are full of guilt, of judgment, we are labeling ourselves. So next time, when you catch yourself doing that, bring this awareness and maybe pinch yourself or slap yourself, because that's one of the ways to break this pattern. Next one is be more open-minded. Open-minded not only towards other people's beliefs and points of views and the way they see the world, but also to your own. Because quite often we get stuck in what our beliefs are or the way we see the world, the glasses that we wear, and then we don't really grow. Even if you truly believe something to be the truth, let's say you say, I truly believe in law of attraction. If you truly believe in something and you don't want to pick up other points of view, then you're losing up on opportunity of growing. So it's quite good to be open-minded and to say, okay, I'm not sure whether that's true or not, but I'm open to observe it. And specifically, it's good to do that with your own beliefs, because most of our beliefs, we adopt it from parents, from society, and we don't really revise them. So being open-minded means not only accepting others, but being open-minded to your own beliefs and behaviors and patterns. Next one is choose happiness. That's right, choose happiness, because we often think that this is not in our control. In fact, many other things are not in our control, but to choose to be happy or not is completely in our control. And when I say choose happiness, it means to choose it unconditionally. It's really easy for us to say, okay, I can be happy if I get the next job, or I can be happy if I'm in a relationship, I can be happy if my mother acts in this way or my child acts in the other way. Once you decide that you want to be happy and you choose it consciously, you have to put an unconditional element to it. You cannot just say, but that depends on the events that are coming in my life. And we often forget that the purpose of life is to enjoy life and to grow, and that the only rational thing that we can really do is to choose to be happy. That's actually choice number one. It's not so important who do we marry, whether we decide to have kids or not, which country we would like to live, but literally the only choice we have in life is, do I want to be happy or I don't want to be happy? Next one is trust more. I wish that I trusted myself more. We've been so much impacted by society, by the way we grow up, by culture, that we lose this trust in our own inner voice and our own inner being, knowing that we know what's good for us. So next time when you catch yourself looking for other people's advice or looking for somebody else to tell you what's important for you in your life, stop, bring awareness to that and say, I have to actually trust myself more. By trusting myself more, I would find out what are the things that are important to me, and they're not necessarily the same things that my siblings, my parents, my grandparents, or my friends and colleagues in the office want for me. Next one is allow the feelings. Allow to feel the feeling the way it is, without judging it, labeling it, without moralizing, without thinking that you shouldn't feel this feeling, without putting yourself down because of that, without feeling shame or guilt. As Dr. David Hawkins talked in his book, Letting Go, the way we deal with feelings usually is in the 4 different ways. So we either suppress or repress them, which is conscious or unconscious. We express them, and quite often people think that by expressing our feelings, we are doing good. In fact, it doesn't really help much, apart from allowing us to self-indulge and also to eventually create a lot of suppressing or repressing in other people around us. And the other one is to escape feelings. So quite often we are watching a movie, or we're turning on the TV, or we are drinking alcohol or taking drugs, anything that would help us to escape the feeling. And none of this is good for us. In fact, the reason why there is so much disease and stress and depression and also physical disease, it is because we don't allow ourselves to feel the feeling as it is. And feeling the feeling as it is means that, okay, you feel it, it's okay to feel it, you observe it, and you just let it go. Which brings me to the next one, which is let it go. There will be so many events, disturbances, fear, problems, issues that we'll encounter during our day-to-day living life. And the only sensible thing is to learn to let these things go without touching us, without accumulating energy that is closing inside of us. You know that we all have these energy centers, we call them chakras, and these chakras collect energy that can get blocked. And the reason why, again, we get sick, not only mentally, not only our mental health, but physical health, it's that we have blockage of energy. And this energy is called different things in the different schools. For example, in the Chinese medicine, it's called qi. In the yoga, it's called shakti. In the Western countries, we call it spirit. But it's an energy that gets blocked. And it's up to us to decide to let it go. That is probably the only way to a happy and joyful life. Next one is learn to sit quietly. We have this inner voice, all of us, that doesn't stop talking. All the time is telling us things, all the time is judging. There are thousands of thoughts at a daily basis, and they are quite often repetitive, and they're quite often more negative than positive. And a lot of people think that when they take a spiritual practice, they will stop this voice. But the voice cannot be stopped. It's not about stopping it. It's about getting quieter and observing it without reacting to it, without judging it. So by sitting quietly, by looking inwards rather than outwards, by learning to sit quietly, and specifically if you can sit without moving for extended period of time, you are learning to quiet the mind, which would have profound impact on the way you live your life. Next one is learn to take care of your energy. Everything around us emits energy. Everything that we think of, the things we do requires expenditure of energy. Switching from one thought to another thought requires us to expend energy. And it's really important to take good care of our energy levels and to know that we can generate energy. It's up to us. It comes from inside. We can always blame that it's up to food or environment, and of course they play a role as well. But the immense, extraordinary energy that we can generate comes from within. That is why it's important to learn to let go, because then these blockages that have been creating in our body will allow us to have better access to this energy inside of us. Next one is to know that you are enough, regardless of your behavior, regardless of your thoughts, the way you look, the country you were born, you are enough the way you are. And I deeply remember how one of the coaches I work with, one of the shamanic coaches I worked with this year, asked me, is there anything about Mika when he was born that was unacceptable to you? And I was like, of course not. Everything is pure acceptable about him. And she said, that's the way you are as well. I mean, every human being deserves to feel that they're enough, regardless of our external successes or the internal way we feel. So if there is one message you take, this is probably one of the most important ones to incorporate in your life and remember. And last one is having this belief that all is well, that all in the universe would work out in a way that it will support you. By believing truly, deeply, consciously and unconsciously that all is well, even when you have lots of issues and challenges during the day, you will know that there is a reason for that to happen, and you don't have to take that personally. You don't have to feel that this determines the quality of your life, that you can still choose to be happy, and that you can still decide to trust that the universe will unfold in a way that would support you. I really truly believe that we can live beautiful life, and we can live beautiful life on a daily basis regarding the outside circumstances. And these 10 guiding principles are helping me to reset back, to get back to center. And I hope that they'll help you too. So that's it from me, my friends. I really hope that these 10 guiding principles will help you too, as much as they're helping me in my own life. If you're a parent, I hope that you'll be able to support your child in this journey as well, and teach them that it very much depends on them, how they build and live their lives. If you like this video, please share it with your friends, give it a thumb up, and please leave me a comment below. What are some of your guiding principles? What are some of the things that you incorporated in your life that you know are helping you to live a better life? Thank you so much for watching as usual, and I'll see you next week. So here I am at school. Look at these guys. We had a long day because we had someone from Montessori Center International, which is like the accreditation body, coming to film at our school for their documentary. So we put the little Christmas corner. We will decorate tomorrow. What else, Mika? Say, I love myself.